great day it is to be out here up on the site of the Gift, our 11th annual production of the Gift. And so I'd like to take a moment and just share a little bit about how it started, why we do it, and all that kind of wonderful stuff. About 11 years ago, a board member by the name of Andy Check, he came to me 13 days before Christmas, and I was thinking about it myself, and he said to me, what about doing an outside nativity? We had 13 days before Christmas, and in a matter of 4 or 5 days we put this thing together. It was quite a lot smaller than it is today, but that's where it started. 11 years ago we did a small nativity. I think it was 100 people showed up for 2 performances, 100 people total, and today we have anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 that show up on a yearly basis, and it's going from 100 to 6,000 to 7,000. Why do we do this? People ask all the time, why do we do this? Because it costs anywhere from $30,000 to $35,000 to do this, and of course there's no admission fee or anything like that, and just takes man hours, thousands of man hours. And why would we do this? Well, I guess the same question could be asked to God, to Jesus. Why did He do that? He did what He did because He loved us. That's the only reason He came down. He loved us and wants to spend eternity with us. So therefore He gave us, humanity, a free gift, and it cost Him everything. So therefore, since He gave us a gift, we want to give a gift to the community. That's why we call it the gift. His gift to us. Romans talks about it's His free gift to us, and then we give a free gift to the community. And we hope we can continue to do it until Jesus comes every year, 3 or 4 nights, well, 3 nights usually, and 5 performances. And it's a great time. And the amount of people it takes to do this, I sit back in an amazement at how we even get this thing done. I mean, there's over 120 people get dressed for this performance. We have over 200 people working behind the scenes, besides the actors. Some of the actors do work behind the scenes also, but over 200 people work behind the scenes to make this thing happen. People from the community help, and from all over the country, really, that come to help put this together. It starts in earnest. Now, we start in April thinking about it, but it starts in earnest about September, working, every weekend about something, doing some part of this. And unless you actually see it, the makings of it, it's hard to imagine. They'll say, this is hard work. They're out in the snow. They're out in the rain. Their hands are freezing. They're cold. They're wet. Some of them, we always pray for their safety and also pray for their health. And some of them even get sick, but they come back out and they have colds and flus, and they're still working because they want this to happen. Because it's a great gift. And what's neat though, when it's over, everyone says it was well worth it. It was well worth it. I'll do it again next year. Count on me next year for being part of that. And it always grows. It really grows. And whenever we think we've added enough, we're done, we're going to keep it the same, there's always something we change. And it's always for the better. And it's a wonderful event. We love it. It's probably the greatest thing we do as a church. It brings people together, not only together the nights of the performances, but all year long. People are working together. We trust that it will continue to be not only a tradition, a good family tradition, and we usually try to do it a week before Christmas. Sometimes we even do it closer than a week before Christmas, because we want people to realize you've done all the hustle and the bustle, you've shopped, you've bought all your presents, you've hung your lights and decorated the tree and so on, but now come to see what Christmas is really all about. Because it's one thing we don't want our nation to ever lose, or the world to ever lose, why we do Christmas. It's more than just some place for retailers to make some money, and though that's all part of it, I realize it. The decorations are pretty, and songs are wonderful we sing, whether they be spiritual or they be secular, they're wonderful, and it's a more joyous time of the year for most people. Some, of course, it's a very difficult time, but most it's a joyous time. But however, the real reason, and I know it's a cliche and it can be said too often, but it can't be said too often, really. Jesus is the reason for the season. This epitomized it well for me. This is my greatest moment, I think, in the Nativity. There's been many great moments, but the greatest moment was we had put about 300 bales of hay down. People sit on the bleachers, they sit on hay, they stand, and wherever they can. Some people bring their own chairs, but anyways, in the front row there was about 100 people sitting in the front row, and there was one little boy especially, about 8 years old, and he was sitting next to his mother, and all of a sudden when it was over, he just started to jump on the hay bale next to his mom and grabbing a hold of his mom's arm and just saying, "Mommy, Mommy, now I know what it's all about. Now I know what it's all about." That just epitomized the whole Christmas season for me. That's what it's all about. People knowing, now I know what it's all about. What Christmas is about, what Easter's about, what Jesus is all about, and what we're all about with Him. So we just hope people will open the gift this year. They'll come to see it, but they'll open their own gift because everybody has a gift with their name on it. And I want to just say thank you to all the cast and everybody who helps, all the people behind the scenes to make this possible. I am the most blessed individual, I think, on earth to have people who will sacrifice, volunteers who will sacrifice hundreds and thousands of hours to make this thing a reality. And of course, it makes me look good. and they do all the work, really. And I'm just the most blessed individual in the world. I want to say thank you to everybody who has and anybody who will this year and the next year and the next year for helping make the gift a reality and a success.